This is a nothing. Or is this a thing?
This is a thing. Boom. Don't you hate me now?
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Yo. Yo, the HipHopHeads podcast. Jelani's got a crazy screensaver on his phone that moves. I don't know what the fuck that shit's all about. It looked weird. Whatever was going on there was weird.
Oh, you didn't eat the chocolate mushrooms too?
What the?
Oh, I'm zoning.
Hey, yo. Wow.
I feel like Swiss Beats.
Yeah, man.
Zone, 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 zone.
Yo, the HipHopHeads podcast.
Hang on, let that play.
Okay. Billy Slang on the beat. As we were saying, my man hooked up the intro. I hit him up yesterday. I was like, yo, you got an intro for the podcast? He's like, yo, I just hooked up I just redid my basement and my studio is now hooked up again. He goes, I got you. This morning, he hit me up. I said, he's going to be sending the beat. And then he had it. He already had it. Boom. And it's nice.
It's tough as hell. I like that.
Yeah. Like I think you said earlier, ice cold. I like that. Yo. So we back.
We back. You know what? That could have been fresh in my head. It was just recently Big Boy from Outkast's birthday. Happy birthday to...
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Hey, yo. There's lots of things.
Wow.
There's lots of things going on.
Wow,
Yeah.
we're ODing on the sound effects.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
We couldn't just do one at a time.
No.
You had to hit me with 6.
Boom.
Whew. Okay, welcome back.
It wouldn't be a show without technical difficulties. To
What
start
in
it
the
off,
absolute
right?
hell was that? Oh, it's frightened. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back, Savio.
Hey, man, welcome back. It's been many years.
Hold up.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a long time. Just never. You got different jobs.
I got more jobs than a Jamaican.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so
heard
we
that.
gotta make this a quick one, as a matter of fact, because I actually got
work
the
in the
phone call
morning.
that I gotta get to work super early in the morning. So yeah,
Shit.
we gotta do our thing.
It's a good thing I have it all set up, man. Right? So we're doing things different now.
Tell me, how is this gonna be different than how we used to do things before?
Before we freestyled, we talked about basically current events and music we liked, what was coming out, what I was posting on the website, and then making fun of Joey when he was on the show.
We most certainly did that.
We miss you, Joe.
Ah, Joe, one love, baby.
But now we're going to come back, and we did a few episodes like this where we kind of had a cohesive episode. The one that comes to mind is the drugs episode.
Did you say cohesive?
Cohesive?
Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Sounded wacky.
Cohesive.
Cohesive. Put a W in there.
Yeah, that's going to be my new rap name.
Oh, well, you motherfucker.
Cohesive? Get your ass in the house.
Yo, what's your group name? We cohesive. Oh, shoot.
That's tight, right? Come on.
I'm afraid of them.
What had happened was...
So we're going to have a more regimented podcast, is what you're saying?
And we're going to be focused on particular albums or rappers or happenings in the hip hop's history. We're gonna drop some gems on you, and with these albums, we'll talk about them in depth. Right? We'll talk about our favorite verses, our favorite beats, what we don't like about the albums, if there's stuff to not like about them, which there will be, because we're not gonna just play albums we necessarily like. And
No.
and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about production. We're gonna talk about
I feel like we should play albums that are maybe popular, but maybe not popular to us.
This is a good point. Yes,
know what I
exactly.
mean?
Because
Like,
it's nice to come into
maybe-
something fresh.
Maybe albums that were like super like bestsellers, you know, like some dudes, like Canadian dudes from the 60s, you know.
Well, here's an
Like,
example.
Maybe we can like do a whole
I've never heard Drake.
I don't know. Yes, you have. Shut up.
I've never heard a Drake album.
Yeah, neither. I've never listened to an entire.
I've never
Drake
listened
album.
to a Kanye
So-
West album.
You are lying. I think you. Yeah, I would listen to plenty, and there are some good ones. Hang on, the dog's making noise. Roxanne, it's okay, baby. Sorry about that. There are good Kanye albums in my opinion, but we can debate that. We can talk about it.
We can talk about that. And who knows? I might get surprised. I might even like one of these albums.
Bang, bang.
Boom.
You never knew. You never knew.
You never, ever know.
I just made a slang.
So, yeah, we'll be talking about these albums, and we're going to be having a good time with it. Or maybe not. Who knows? I mean, I'll be annoying Jelani like I always do.
I feel like we're going to get in fights.
Yeah.
Not physically, possibly. I'm trying to still keep a safe distance. Pandeezy still going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We are distance. We're actually 6 feet apart right now.
We are more than 6. We got windows open like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? If somebody needs to get that fresh ooh-wee, that is Zaza in the air, you know what I mean? We do it individually.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got yours, I got mine.
Yeah, that's right.
To the brick, like we used to do in Waltham.
That's right. So let's just jump this up. What is going on with that phone?
Dude.
It's like jelly beans?
I don't know. It's just a crazy, that's
Whoa.
why my battery dies so quickly, because it mesmerizes.
Yeah, but you don't want to get rid of it either, though. You know what it is?
Show me more.
Wow. All right, I like it. All right.
What you got for us? Are we actually going to start playing music? Are we actually going to jump into Jump?
We're going to jump into it. We're not going to be playing music, but if you listen to us on Spotify, I will be including music to go along with this discussion. If you hear it anywhere else, it'll just be us talking, rapping. It'll be great. It's going to be awesome anyways, because we're awesome and we can talk your fucking ear off.
Can I ask a question?
Jelani in the back, yeah.
Yeah, I was raising my hand. I was trying to be proper. Are we going to do video at any point during this podkeezy?
We will be doing video. This first episode, like our original episode, we didn't have video on the first show, but we will have it in future episodes, and you will be able to watch it maybe on the YouTubes or through Patreon or something, whatever we got going on.
Ooh, Patreon. We're going to get freaky.
Yes.
Patreon.com
HipHopHeads.
Primarily video or just, for the special ones?
Primarily audio, and then for special stuff. And if we want to throw it out into the world, if you want your face to be seen, we could get something going.
Not if I'm naked.
Well, people would actually want to see that.
I'm gonna put
You're very handsome.
I'm gonna put the little mask on
with no clothes
like Cool Keith.
Yeah. Oh shit. See, perfect. Yeah.
No way.
Looking like Zorro, right?
For real.
Nice. What was that? Black Elvis? Was that Black Elvis?
I think that was after that. Was that? That wasn't Diesel Truckers.
He's done so much weird shit, man.
I love that.
And we'll be going into Cool Keith albums on this podcast. By the way, that will happen. Those are on the list.
I
have an
extensive,
very extensive list of future episodes we can do, and I'll be doing lots of research. And hopefully, Jelani will kick in with some of this research.
Is Dr. Octagon the best Cool Keith album in your opinion? It is for mine. I think so. Right off the top. I think Dr. Octagon is my favorite.
You're already going there, huh?
Just real quick, bang, bang, not even thinking about.
For me, Matthew.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I like Matthew.
That's just my shit right there.
I think I might like Matthew's album cover the best. But as far as the actual hits on the albums, I think Dr. Octagon is the one. The interludes are better than most songs on different albums.
He's a good one.
Mm.
All right, let's get into this.
What are we doing?
So,
talk to me.
Our album of the podcast is, I'm not going to save the week because I don't know if we'll be here next week doing this, but our album this episode is, drumroll, EPMD, Back in Business. Now, I figured this was a smart move because we are back in business here, right? Would you say that's true?
No, not quite. I didn't know we were doing this right now, but we're on the verge of being back in business, just like the Celtics won tonight. They beat the Hawks 121 to 109.
EPMD, they had a 5-year spread, and now they're back like that.
Ooh!
Right?
Keep going.
Yeah, all right.
You got a brand new Benz, and it's black like that.
All right.
Come on.
Yeah, we're gonna get into this.
How are we gonna do as far as the album breakdowns? Are we gonna be doing track by track, listening to the whole entire song and then breaking it down, or is it just gonna be like, oh, I like this song because of XYZ?
XYZ. I think we're going with that to start off, especially because we can't really play the music. Once again, you can listen on Spotify. I'll put tracks up on Spotify because you can listen through that way. But for us to keep it for legalities.
You know, it's funny you say that.
Legalities.
Because when we started the show, you had a whole bunch of blobbity blobbity blah blah.
Yes.
That people could say,
Yeah, they could say something about these
but
our sound effects.
They
can kiss our
I ain't
ass.
saying nothing about nothing.
But I think algorithms and such and whatnots, they'll be less likely to flag sounds versus songs.
You know what? When we go back and do the editing, this is a great part.
Yeah.
To just, we'll just leave out of everything.
Cut it right out. Cut it right
they
out.
Don't need us. They don't need to hear us talking about the
these
things
legalities.
that could potentially get us into things later on that we could be like, oh shit.
And I'm an asshole, so people will report me anyway. So fuck you.
Of course,
okay?
they hate you. They hate you. You know the shit you've done. I've seen them.
I seen it. All right, so how we'll do things, we'll go through the track list. We'll talk about our favorite joints, or the joints on the album. We'll talk about our most replayable songs.
Okay.
We're going to talk about album coverage, like what magazines it was in. We'll be talking about the charting of the said albums.
Okay.
If they charted.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yes.
The magazine coverage is going to be harder to find, I believe.
It's going to be hard. And that's where, there's a lot of research coming into this. That's where I come in, right? And I got to start looking up stuff. So for this EPMD episode, for some of these stories, we got sourced from the Beef DVD. We got some sources from Vlad TV. We got some sources from The Source, Rap Pages, Billboard Magazine, Billboard website as well. And what else did we get for this episode? Rolling Stone.
Well, me personally, I was looking up a whole bunch of things on the old YouTubes.
Yep.
You know how I do.
Yep.
I'm more of a visual guy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I like my periodicals.
Oh, yeah.
But, if it's something that I'm not super interested in at the moment, it's harder for me to grasp and take a hold of as far as reading-wise. That's
EPMD back in business will do that to you.
It's just me personally. It was a long time, and I just didn't really jump into the reading material that you sent me immediately. So I was like, oh, this is cool that we have this available, but I was like, let me check the visual stuff first.
Yeah.
So I went on the YouTubes, and actually they have a bunch of stuff on the YouTubes about the beefs.
Yes.
And they have a bunch of stuff just about like Parrish doing his thing, you know what I mean? Afterwards, doing his own thing solo. And there's a lot of stuff out there that you should check out also. So I still plan on doing the reading.
Yes.
I apologize. I don't mean to, make all of your work for naught. But I also didn't expect to be doing this tonight.
Yes.
So,
I caught you off guard in the snowstorm.
So you can eat all the dicks.
Boom.
And, that's fine.
Here we are. So we'll go through the magazines. We'll do that kind of stuff. And then after we go through the songs and whatnot, talk about them, we'll give a verdict at the end of what we think about the album. We'll also talk about its legacy. What kind of did it have an impact?
That is what I wanted to ask you about. I wanted to know if you wanted to like bust it down to like categories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as like best track.
Yes. Worst tracks. Worst produced tracks.
Worst production.
Best production. Best verse.
Best verse. I mean, if we did
best verse or most quotable.
If we did best verse on every track, that'd be a lot.
No. I'm talking about best verse on the album.
Okay, all right.
Because you can go, on some albums you can go, oh, but on others we have a nice debate going here, I think.
Actually, yeah, because I feel like best verse on an album, I just thought of, I'm going to be biased because the albums that you've thrown around in the group chats that we should go into next have not included the Bone Thugs East 1999 Eternal album, and I feel like if you ask me the best verse on a track, it's going to be hard on like 6 tracks, which is the best verse. And then if you ask me what is the best verse of the whole entire album, I'm going to tell you I'd rather, walk in front of the train and tell you something like that.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea. I have no idea what is the best verse because they are all phenomenal.
Bangers.
But, that's an album we'll get to. We will cross that bridge down in St. Clair, Cleveland, East 1999.
East 1999.
We'll get there.
We will.
But, I just feel like best verse on an album is a very hard thing. That's being like, hey, you, random hip-hop guy, what is your favorite hip-hop song ever? And it's like, I don't know, should I split my baby in half? Like, there is no proper answer to that. I have no idea. Like, even like, I know this is a tough one because we all feel different ways about this, but if you're like, hey dude, what's your favorite Michael Jackson song?
I was actually talking about this the other day.
I don't know.
I got it.
You have one?
Yeah.
Right off the dome.
My favorite Michael Jackson song is Man in the Mirror.
That's a good one. That's a strong one because that's a good one emotionally.
Exactly. It's not like and it's a hit still.
Oh, dude,
but it's
absolutely.
like it's pretty. But a lot of Michael Jackson songs are actually deeper than you would think.
Yeah, but actually, they're all pop songs.
Yeah,
for the most part. You know what I mean? Like those are all songs that you would hear on the radio way back when, and be like, "Oh, damn, Mike doing it again."
Yeah,
look at Mike.
And Man in the Mirror was different too. It sounded different. It had a whole different tone.
Video. Oh,
bless you.
Gonna make that change.
Bless you.
Man, thank you very much, dude. But it actually spoke to your soul. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like even nowadays, 2021, you hear that shit in the car by yourself, you might feel a tear coming down real quick and be like, "Oh man, he's talking to me." You look in the rear view. Like,
in the rear view, hot water. You good?
I need some.
Yeah.
I got this ill new kettle, actually. Yeah, I'll show you later. So,
I fucks with the kettle.
My favorite,
I love a nice tea.
My favorite Mike song might be...
See, you can do it.
It's another emotional one.
Yeah.
How about that? It's his joint. I think it's off... might have been off the wall. Called She's Out of My Life. Ooh, Mike gets so emotional. He gets so deep on it. And I'm like, God damn, Mike cuts me like a knife too. And I'm like, who was he singing this about? You ever wonder when you hear like songs, like love songs and stuff, you're like, oh, I wonder who they wrote this about.
Yeah.
Or who they're actually talking about.
Mike was talking about nobody.
But like then you also wonder like, oh, who actually wrote this song? Because the person that you hear singing it is not necessarily a person that wrote that shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, like, they could be singing about some dude or woman that they'd never met before.
So, an example of that with Michael Jackson is he did Billie Jean, right? Billie Jean's Not My Lover, talking about women, trying to throw themselves at maybe him.
Go on.
And pretending or saying that, hey, he has this is his baby, trying to get something out of him when it's not his baby and stuff like that.
The kid is not my son.
The kid is not my son. But Mike says he wrote that about his brothers because he said coming up, they were a little older than him and he saw them dealing with this as a young kid coming up.
I could see that
in the Jackson 5, and these
he was
women
very young compared to
exactly. So all the women wanted them because they're the older guy, a little bit older teenagers, or I don't know how old. I feel like these guys were old compared to Michael.
You figure little Michael when he was making like
how old is Jermaine? Jermaine's a little younger.
Yeah, but like
Tito was older, right?
And like
Tito was like 40, right? Like in the Jackson 5.
Yeah, but they were probably 18 or so when Mike is like 6, 7.
Yeah, and Mike's the star.
That's a huge difference.
Big.
Like Peep, right? I think it's a huge difference here in this town. Now they started doing like 6th grade individually.
Yep.
And then 7th and 8th grade, and then high school is 9, 10, 11, 12. Before they were going to do 6th grade with 7th, 8th grade. So 6,
7, 8.
6th grade kids are way different than 8th grade kids.
Yes.
I mean, the shit that they talk about, the shit they know about, or the shit that they should talk about, the shit that they should know about is way different. And Lil Mike, Lil Mike Jackson was way younger than that when, his older brothers that he was in that group with were doing their thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's a huge age difference.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
I ain't defending nobody or saying nothing, but still, just as a parent, that's a huge age gap.
Big time.
So,
yeah. Mike grew up young. So yeah, let's get into
or
this.
Didn't.
Yeah, didn't grow up at all, yeah. So EPMD, back in business. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, nice transition.
Boom, yeah.
Back
in business. The release date I got here is September 16th, 97.
How old were you?
I was 15. 16?
I think 15. Yeah.
15, 16 years old.
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, because I turned 16 October 28th, 97. So the month after this. So I was 15 when this came out.
So that was
it's our freshman year, sophomore year.
Golly, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember I bought this album when it came out on tape. I got it from The Wall at the Burlington Mall.
I purchased it late. The Wall.
The Wall, yeah.
I forgot about The Wall.
And I was really, really excited about this album. Like, very, very excited. I had gotten the album previous to this. I think it was Business Never Personal.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a pretty big fan of that. And I used to play the heck out of that tape. Although it wasn't my favorite compared to like Wu-Tang and other stuff that was coming out at that time. They were already kind of out of the game. So that album came out in 92, I believe.
Well, I don't think they had a new album in at least like 4 or 5 years at that point in time, right?
Yeah, exactly. But so let me paint a picture for you. Okay?
Go ahead.
All right, let me paint a picture for you.
The canvas is empty right now. Just go ahead.
It's 1992. Okay.
Ah, what a time to be alive.
I can't even remember what happened in 92. The Bulls, 92. Okay.
Buffalo Bills.
Losing. Choked. The Suns. It was actually 3 years of teams choking in a row. Would the Yankees win a World Series in 92?
Look at you doing all the research on the wrong thing. Good for you, Savio. Good for you.
There's a lot of stuff going on in 1992. A lot of fun stuff. So one of those things.
Can I just stop here real quick?
Yeah.
If we had done a proper meeting before this and decided that we were going to do this tonight, we could have had all of these things done, lined up. It could have been proper. It could have been ready. It could have been like, wow, these guys actually know their stuff about what they're talking about. But instead,
we can always do a second run.
But instead, I literally ate dinner and woke up as this dude comes walking to my door in a fucking snowstorm at fucking like 9:30 in the fucking evening on a Friday night. I've been up since 4:30 in the morning.
And he's got to get up at 4:30
and I got to get up super early again. And then all of a sudden we're doing this?
Boom. That's how we do this. You said, "Hey, come on down, let's do this." See,
I did. And
you fucked up.
And I blew it. I blew
You
it.
blew it.
I blew it. I blew it. It's on me. But hey, here we go. We'll keep it moving.
This is 92. Okay.
92.
EPMD is filming their video Headbanger, right, for their latest album.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Great song. Love it.
Great song. Their first album on Def Jam. EPMD is the biggest thing in the world. They've had 4 #1 albums in a row. Okay? They're huge. All right?
In 92?
In 92.
They've had 4 #1 albums by 92.
By 92. All right? So when that album comes out, it's a #1 as well. They're shooting the Headbanger video. Okay? Everything's going great at the Headbanger video. They leave, right? It's great. The next day, Parrish is out. He's going to the store, pick up a blunt or something.
Allegedly.
He comes back to his house, and he sees some folks from that were at his house waiting for him, running up the street.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "What the fuck is this?
What's going on?
This is a little weird, right?" So he's like, "What's doing, guys? What's going on?" And he's like, the people said, someone was just in your house, had guns out, telling us to get on the floor, trying to find money in the house.
Been there.
Yeah, scary situation. So.
Oh, I meant the other side.
Oh yeah.
Woo. Allegedly.
But Parrish wasn't sticking around, right? He was like, "Okay, I got to get the fuck out of here." And I mean, skirt, boom, gone. All right, police come.
Mm-hmm.
They talk to Parrish. They're like, somebody came in your house looking for trying to rob you. Thankfully you weren't there. We're going to be looking into it. Police find the guys, and while questioning the guys drop Eric Sermon's name.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so then Eric Sermon's got to come in for questioning. And it doesn't look really that great for Eric Sermon.
Why not, though?
Because they pointed the finger at him, and I think they said that Eric Sermon had paid them money to break into Parrish's house.
There were allegations.
Allegedly.
There were allegations that he had something to do with.
And why would he do this?
What are you asking me for? I wasn't there.
Well, apparently Parrish is making more dollars than Eric. And that's a problem.
That could be a problem.
Parrish is the businessman out of the group. Eric is the musician.
We're not going to talk about things
allegedly,
we don't know.
Allegedly.
We don't know.
So, Parrish,
But PMD definitely came out also.
So, Eric then...
Was that not a slap in the face when that came out?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Not good.
Yikes.
So, because of this, they have a split. And after Eric leaves the police station, he basically moved to Atlanta. So he leaves Long Island or New Jersey or wherever he was at that time, and goes out to Atlanta and never comes back. As far as I know, until maybe making Back in Business in 1997, their comeback album after 5 years. Do they still have the magic to make another classic? Maybe another number one hit?
You tell me.
We'll find out on the HipHopHeads podcast. All right, anyway, so...
Dude, that was the perfect segue for us just to end this show right now and just be like, next time.
Next time on the HipHopHeads podcast, we'll get into this because Jelani does need to get some sleep.
Funky little segue, you know what I mean? Be like, well, because we can use this time right now to be like, yo, Vega, where have you been? Long time, dude.
Long time, first time.
Hey, first time, long time, man. I really love the show. My name is Bigfoot, and I burned down my house that I lived in, and I maybe potentially killed my neighbors.
I know you said we need a segue. I did get a segue for us. Where is that segue though?
Oh, you mean segue music?
Something like but for like this part of the show.
Build the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap it up, B.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Man, you want some too? You better wrap it up.
Bang,
You
bang,
better
bang,
wrap that
bang.
gavel up, B.
Wrap that gavel up, B.
We're gonna wrap it up.
I think just to wrap that gavel up, B.
Wrap that gavel
Wrap
up,
that
B.
gavel up, B. But yeah, all these nice little sound bites that we're going to be sued for in the future.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't wait for that. That's fun.
But it'll be cool to have a good story to tell when Dave Chappelle sues.
Oh, I would be like,
Oh, they'll just
excuse
give
me.
us a cease and desist to tell us to stop using the noise.
I feel like that will come first, you know,
Yeah.
before they demand money. And then we'll
Yeah.
just have to go back and take it out of all of the old
Yeah, just cut it
shows.
out, yeah.
But then, like, would it be okay if we just, like, said it with our mouths?
Yeah, because then you're imitating it.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. So
Right,
we could just
exactly.
be like-
Wrap it up, B.
Yeah, then we could just do it stupid on purpose. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You could be like, hey, can you wrap it up, B? You know? Or, I don't know, like, because I feel like we're going to get it from the rap game a lot. Because rappers right now are hard up for money.
They are.
And-
They don't have shows. They're just like,
You can't do anything, so they're on, like, OnlyFans and shit. So they're hard up for real.
yeah, they'll drop a dime.
When are we going to do a
They will.
KRS album?
And which one do we do?
And where do you start?
Where do we start?
Like, how old head are we going to be?
What's that?
Like, how old of heads are we going to be?
Very
Because
old.
I just mentioned Bone Thugs, KRS. I was thinking earlier today about...
We also talked about Kanye, though.
Yeah,
What, Kendrick? We could do some Kendrick stuff.
yeah, but that's still almost 10 years old.
Okay. Here, I got something for you. How's about... Yeah, I don't know anyone in the past 10 years.
See, you washed.
You
You
I
washed.
do know. I see. I know some. I know
You're
some
fucking
heads. But
downy.
who else knows these people that I know? You know what I mean?
Nobody knows people you know because they're
No.
all 45 years old and
This
older.
is true. But the young, we could do a Daniel son.
Okay, but still, okay. You know what? We'll talk. We'll talk about
A West
that.
Side Gun. A
We-
Kanye,
we could-
Conway.
We could listen. We can do like any like we love Griselda.
Oh yeah.
We love Freddie Gibbs. You know
Gibbs,
what
yeah.
I mean?
He's old now,
Gangsta
too.
Gibbs. He's old, but he still makes new music. Exactly. Exactly. We can do. We have plenty of new music to sift through.
Yeah.
But then I feel like it's all gonna be. You know what? Who gives a fuck? It's all gonna be the music that we like. But I don't give a damn anymore.
Yeah.
Why am I apologizing for good music?
Don't be an apologist. And we're praising the music for the most. Well,
These are our people.
right. I mean,
And-
granted, we're gonna chew them up.
Even
but
the ones that we don't love, we're still going to appreciate the songs that
we
we
respect
didn't like.
you still.
I like music.
You made an album for us to talk about.
I
That's
love
something.
it. I love it, and I appreciate them as artists.
Boom.
Yo, better than me.
Boom.
Hey,
I think that's a good wrap it up.
I feel
right
like
there.
Paul Rudd. Look at us.
Look at
Hey,
look at us now.
look at us.
Yeah, we look
Who
pretty
would have?
good.
Who would have thought?
Huh? Right? Wow.
Not me.
Paul Rudd is a national treasure, by the way.
Love him.
He's the best.
Love him. Wrap that gavel up, baby.
Wrap that gavel up. We'll come back to you next time with the full episode for EPMD Back in Business. That's a little teaser for you.
Yeah, don't
Check
sleep.
this next time.
Go ahead. Grab that album real quick while you can. Whatever you stream your albums on, or just cop the vinyl. Do something. Just listen to the
Yeah.
album before we
So-
talk about it, so you know what we're talking about.
Boom. Get ready
Right?
for
Bang,
it.
bang.
Yeah. Listen to Back in Business, and then you can disagree or agree with us on our hot takes. Our hot takes. So now you know the story going in to the album.
Yo, and for real, next time I will nap before Vega shows up.
Well, he was napping before
That's true.
I showed up, technically.
That technically that part is true also.
Yeah. But Jelani's also like a cat. He can sleep anywhere. You have that like crazy ability where you're like, you know, I'm just going to get like 5 minutes of sleep real quick. And then you're like, and then 5 minutes later, you're like, okay, I'm
Yo,
good.
this dude just called me wild pussy. Yo.
Yo,
Some
pause.
friendship, yo. Some friendship.
25 years of this.
Yo, I know this dude a long time. He wild puss. Catnap like a motherfucker.
Well, when we first met in science class, you sat next to me, and you used to crash all the time.
It was a sugar crash.
You're like, whoa, this guy's
Katie in the morning.
Didn't work. It didn't keep you up ever.
Oh man! Speaking of which, we saw that Mortal Kombat trailer.
Woo!
Boy,
That looks good. That looks good. Oh, by the way, rest in peace to Prince Marky D of the Fat Boys.
Oh, R.I.P. R.I.P. Fat Boys.
The Fat Boys aren't back.
Another monumental hip hop group that does not get the credit they deserve.
You remember when Buffy died?
I do, actually. It was freaking heartbreaking.
It was very hard. Do you remember how he died?
It was so emotional that I didn't cuss right there.
That's
I
nice
just
of you.
stopped
That's
myself
respectful.
right there
That's respectful. Do you remember how he died?
I believe it was a heart condition.
Not exactly. He was on his couch, and he rolled off the couch onto his stomach onto the floor.
That would tend to happen.
And his chub kind of flew up into his grill piece.
Wait a minute, who now?
His chub, not his chubber, but his gut.
More like his flub.
His flub. Yes, his flub kind of went up over his face. Like he was on his stomach, and he couldn't push up himself to get up, and he suffocated.
Crush, grooving,
the disorderly
moving, crush, grooving, body moving.
I got the Disorderlies vinyl on
The
sound.
Disorderlies was one of those movies that was on HBO
Yep.
6 times a day. If you were alive between 1989
and
91,
92.
yeah, it was on all the friggin' time.
I watched it every time it was on.
And
It was like my favorite movie for years.
I was like, yo, we can just go around and steal like a handful of pills from old people and see what's going on.
You know what's interesting? That was my favorite movie as a
I'm
kid.
pretty sure that caused a horrible thing that happened in high school, and people got rushed to the hospital for school, and then
The Fat Boys, the Disorderlies was my favorite movie as a kid back then because of HBO.
Cut that out, by the way.
And yeah, I will. And the Fat Boys were my favorite rap group at that time, just because I thought they were just cool guys, you know. And that was before I really they were mainstream, so I knew who they were, you know. They were just cool.
Yeah, I guess they were as far as mainstream was, but at the time, rap music in and of itself wasn't mainstream.
Right, but there was those groups. There was the Fat Boys, the Beastie Boys, and if you had a boys at the end of your name, you were
LL
pretty good.
Cool J.
LL Cool J, he was really big.
Run DMC,
huge.
Salt and Pepper was blowing at that time, or just about. Well, yeah, I think they were going at that point in time.
Was Fat Boys a little early? The Biz?
Fat Boys was earlier.
No, Biz is a little later, right? Like 89, 88, 89.
Yeah, but I want to say because that Crutch Groove time would have been the Fat Boys and Sheila E was bumping and Run DMC, LL. I'm just naming people in the Crutch Groove movie right now, to be quite honest with you.
I thought that's what you were doing.
I was like, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle all the way. Great movie.
Crutch Groove is very good.
I might have to rewatch that.
I wonder if that's streaming anywhere.
Sake, man. I got it on DVD. I'll let you have it.
There was one other thing I want to talk about before we go.
What's your favorite hip-hop music movie?
What's my favorite hip-hop music movie? That's also an episode we could do. But let's...
just off the top, you can switch it up. But next time we talk about it.
A movie that has to do with hip-hop, or that has hip-hop in it?
I mean, yeah, we can specify the genre way later on. But just off the top of the dome.
Is it like a rappers
I don't know.
in the movie?
I don't have an answer yet either. I'm formulating right now.
All right, off the dome, my favorite rap type movie, Hustle and Flow.
Ooh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't see that movie till later on.
Neither did I. I didn't see it right when it came out. I waited like a year, maybe 2 years. And I'm glad I did. because I heard how great it was, and then when I finally watched it, I was like, yeah, these motherfuckers are right. This is a fucking great movie. It was actually better than I ever could have imagined.
Wow. Okay, so I watched it out of spite.
Oh,
because I hadn't seen it, and people were like, yo, this movie is so... Actually, it was one of our buddies, our man Chucky, his little brother, Marky, was like, you gotta go see this movie, it's so good. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Nobody wants to hear from you. Shut up, little youngin'. Get out of here, And I happened to catch it one night by myself, and I was like, oh, this is really good.
This is really good, right?
Actually, this is really good. I can't lie. I was like, damn.
And like, I'm trying to think of...
I was like, why Lou got to piss on his tape like that? Like, yo, that was rough.
And it's like, and it's about like, and there's Compton,
What?
8
Compton?
Mile. Yeah.
Which movie is that?
Which one's Compton?
Oh, Straight Outta Compton?
Straight Outta Compton.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
You're just cutting words out of movies.
I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I need to know the words of the title to know what you're talking about.
Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
SOC, as we call it around these parts.
You don't call it that,
no,
you liar.
Never once said that. I'm trying to think of another. No, that's not one. There's actually an interesting one that has math in it. The battle rapper. He made a movie years ago. I think
Math Hoffa?
Math Hoffa, and it was called, I want to say, Black Picket Fence, and he was a battle rapper, and it was a very hood movie, like low budget, like probably made with $1,000, and it was an interesting battle rap movie. It's him, battle rapping.
What about the Whackness? You forgetting about the Whackness?
Wow, the Whackness was a good one.
That's a hip-hop movie.
It has hip-hop music in it.
It's hip-hop-esque.
It's hip-hop-esque.
What about
the 90s?
What about
that was a good movie.
90s also, yeah. What about the Who's the Man?
Okay.
That's a hip-hop-esque movie. It's a lot of hip-hop folks in it.
Wild Style,
Crush Groove, Body
Breakin'.
Move, Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. That was going to be my pick for my favorite hip-hop movie.
What about
2, Electric Boogaloo?
This is an interesting discussion here. What about like those dance movies? Do they count as hip-hop movies?
Depends on the kind of dance we're talking about.
Oh, because a lot of them are hip-hop dance movies.
Yes, but no.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So like Step It Up.
No.
All right, not a hip hop. What about I
love Step It Up.
I wish I had a
You mean that Channing Tatum ones?
Yeah.
Love those movies. Not a hip hop
movie. Not a hip hop movie. No. What about
Step It Up 2? Step It Up in the Streets? No, not hip hop.
No? Not the Streets.
No, not in the Streets.
That was a good movie too.
It was great. I love it.
But there's I'm trying to think of like I know the movies, but I can't think of their titles. It's like because I feel like they all have Step in the title.
What do you mean, like a Drumline?
Drumline is a hip hop movie.
Yeah.
Not
Definitely.
because Nick Cannon is is one of the greatest rappers of all time.
I'm rubbing my hands right now like Birdman. Feeling this conversation. No. Drumline, I feel like, is a hip-hop movie because it's hip-hop oriented. I feel like most of the music that they play in the movie is actually hip-hop oriented, especially when they go to like the tournaments and shit later on. No, fuck it. It's hip. I don't need to explain it. You've seen Drumline. You hip-hop. Go. Next one.
All right.
Stomp the Yard, hip hop.
That was also a good. I'm a sucker for these movies.
Hip hop. That was a hip hop movie.
Did that have? What was the one with Fredro Starr in it?
No, there's a few.
He was in a few dancing movies and the dancing show.
No, you know what? He was also in Sunset Park. It was a basketball movie with Rhea Perlman. Was like the white savior basketball coach of the high school kids.
I remember that
one.
one.
What I mean? It's like, no, we gotta listen to coach,
Hold
son.
on. I still
gotta listen to coach.
Time to get down. Time to represent. Sunset Park. What time is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And your boy from Empire was there. His name was Spaceman. Oh, come on, Cookie. Let me talking to Cookie. Yeah, your boy Terrence Howard was in that one too. Come on, Cookie.
Yo, that show though. Come on. Have you seen Empire?
Talk about that cookie.
Have you seen Empire?
Empire is a hip hop show. I
Have
mean,
you
if we're
seen
going
it?
to talk about TV shows after, that's a whole different subject.
Well, I guess I'd ask. Have you seen Empire?
I've only seen a couple episodes.
Okay, so you didn't see the one where he throws his gay son into the trash?
You mean Juicy Smollett?
He throws Juicy Smollett right in the trash for being gay. I'm not even lying. He picks him up by the scruff, brings him out in the street, and throws him in the trash for being gay. It was the wildest shit I've ever seen.
That's why that show is so ridiculous, and I don't want to watch
Dude,
it.
you
Because
gotta
of that
see it.
bullshit. It's like, really? We're doing this now?
Yo,
Really? Like, I don't even need to watch it, and I have that in my
No,
head.
this
Like,
dude-
really? We're doing this?
it's like a family fun.
We're doing this. We're throwing our gay son in the trash?
It's
Really?
It's like Christmas Eve, right?
What
like,
are we doing?
people like drinking eggnog, like they're listening
Why,
to fucking
why
James
are you
Brown.
the protagonist of the show and you're throwing your son in the trash because he's gay?
It's
Have you never watched Love and Hip Hop?
It's incredible.
Come on, I love the gays.
This kid.
I
So
love the gays.
it's like Christmas Eve, right? People are drinking eggnog. They're listening.
Juicy Smollett, on the other hand,
He's hard.
maybe he may have deserved to get thrown in the trash, but not because he's gay.
No, not because he's gay.
Gosh,
So he
why are you gonna ruin it for me? What if I actually watch it?
You just
What
said
if
you're
I-
never gonna watch it.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, so I'm gonna spoil it for everybody. He comes down the stairs, right? All the family's there, right? They're laughing, they're having a good time, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, look at me." And it's like one of those like little kid moments where he's a little kid and he's like wearing his mom's heels.
How old of a kid are we talking here?
We're talking like 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
And he's got the heels on. He's got like a skirt on and like a blouse. And he's like, "Hey guys, look at me!" Like he's kind of like this cute, like innocent little kid thing. And Terrence Howard like looks over at the kid. He's like, "No, you gay!" Like he just picks him up right by the scruff and throws him right in the trash. I like brings him out, like drags him outside. The kid's crying, kicking and screaming. Throws him right in the trash.
How do you not have the
audio for this?
How do you not have the?
I didn't know we were going to talk about this.
The audio of Riley Freeman going, "Nigga, you gay."
Yo, this shit was crazy. After that, I was really hooked on the show. I was like, wow. And then
Of course,
Juicy
because you're a
Smollett
homophobe. You hate the gays, and you're like, "Yes, Terrence Howard, you and your baby wife's ass, motherfucker."
See, but now I can't say I love them either because you're going to get me on that, right? So you're going to be like,
Can't
oh, yeah,
say
it's because
what?
you're...
You love the gays? I don't give a fuck. No, I've, I got gay people in my family. I love those motherfuckers. So what? I love the gays. Give a shit.
Shit. Same thing. My aunt.
I don't give a fuck.
My aunt is the best. I moved across country this past summer.
I know a lot of gay folks that are way cooler than straight people that I know.
You know what's interesting? Is being adults now, and you get to see the gay people we grew up with that you never knew were gay because it wasn't right to be, or wasn't okay to be gay in like the 90s. You know what I mean? So I look at...
I don't think it's super okay to be gay now.
Yeah, but it's at least more acceptable. I
It's
think
more acceptable now, but it's still not like people still teach you.
yeah, there's still Texas and Florida.
the type
You know what I
way.
mean? There's still Texas and Florida.
All right, there's still Western Massachusetts.
This is also a good
You
point.
know what I mean? It's like,
I forgot that place existed.
people act like everywhere you go in Massachusetts is like all super liberal. Nah, dude.
Nah, yo, don't y'all elect Republican governors every year?
I don't know. You ever met my neighbor in Waltham?
Oh God, he's probably a Trumper, huh? He got it out of there at the fight.
Hip hop. Back to hip hop.
Hip hop movies. All right.
Yeah, so right off the top, I would have said my number one would have been Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, but I think that's
Is
just
Above the
because-
Rim a hip hop movie?
Definitely. Is Juice a hip hop movie?
Yeah. They're
I
in a
would say- I
studio,
would say
right?
yes.
They're in a music studio at one point.
Yeah, well, GQ is going for the DJ competition. And so, like, a lot of it is him DJing, making his demo, getting it to Queen Latifah. And she's like, you aight. GQ. What's your name, huh? GQ.
Is
I
You
like
Got
that.
Served a hip hop movie?
Of course. Yeah, they're doing dancing, and the dancing is to hip hop music, and plus
Honey?
B2K's in it. Honey, oh way, oof. Yeah.
Hip hop movie.
Yeah, it's hip hop adjacent. I give you Honey.
We said Stomp the Yard already.
But like a lot of these like basketball type movies we're talking about, like they're qualified as kind of like above the rim. We're talking like
Sunset Park. What about Sticky Fingers movies?
Well, I feel like we just talk about those other ones because the soundtracks are so hip hop heavy.
Right.
You know what I mean? The Sunset Park soundtrack is dope.
Yeah.
You know, it's hip hop all
But
day.
and like I guess you could look at other movies like Surviving the Game that has a hip hopper in it, but it's not a hip hop movie.
But then you look at like Judgment Night.
See, that's an interesting one.
That's the good rap rock combo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of again, Ice-T again.
You're coming in a different place with this. I like it.
Bang bang bang.
Bang bang. You said Stomp the Yard. You got served. You said none of the Step It Up movies. You said the Step Up movies are
no, and I think that's just because I'm racist. But
Battle of the Year, right? That's definitely.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give it to you. If
Dirty Dancing was 5 years later, would have had hip hop in it.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. It just had no hip hop music in it. You know what I mean? If they would have spiced those dances up a little bit, you know what I mean? Put a little bit of, bachata, you know what I mean? Put a little bit of spice in that dancing style. Who knows, you know?
I think 5 years later, Dirty Dancing could have been a hip hop type of movie.
You know, if they had a single black person,
right,
you know, that would have been fun too.
That was the problem. You were like an all white like summer camp at that movie, right?
Like,
so that was.
Jesus, the cape looks real white. But then you have other, you know, like just no brainers. I mean, like Beat Streets and Your Wild Styles, and you know what I mean.
Clocker's a hip hop movie, or is that a crime drama?
Hip hop oriented, but I don't think it's a hip hop movie.
Oh, what about Spike Lee? There, the Do the Right Thing. Or that's just a New York movie.
Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you a question.
How many movies? Don't do that to me. That was fucking some racist Jackie the Junkman shit. Don't do that to me. That's not funny.
All right, go ahead.
How many movies do you know that play a song more than one time during the movie?
So it's like Rocky.
Yeah, like you might hear that.
Right, like
you might hear that more than one time. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But like, or even that's kind of not really what I'm looking for, but like a song. Like, so Do the Right Thing, they played Fight the Power by Public Enemy at least 3 times in that movie, like all the way through. They played that whole song. And it's just like, when do they, like, I don't know.
Because it opens with Fight the Power, right?
Yeah, I believe it does, like, right off the bat. You're like,
yeah.
And
like, because that's what dude's, like, playing when he's walking up the street, right?
Radio Raheem has that song bumping every time you see him.
And that's Gus.
And when he goes to the friggin',
right?
When he goes to the convenience store, because the song stops because the batteries run out. That's why he goes to the friggin' store and he's like, D's, motherfucker, D's. He needs batteries for the box so he can play some more Public Enemy. But they play that song over and over again in that movie. Like, how often do you see that?
What happened to Public Enemy?
Oh, Chuck D's still around. Chuck D is actually
awesome.
No, he's still working. He's working with other groups. I think the problem with Public Enemy is they have a Flavor Flav problem.
Yeah,
Flavor Flav's doing this thing. I ain't saying this, that, or the third, but Flavor Flav's doing his thing, so Chuck D is doing his thing. You know what I mean? And I don't know about, Terminator X or, the S1Ws. I think I don't know. I didn't want to say that, but
I feel like he's dead.
I thought he did too. But the S1Ws, you know what I mean? Like there was a whole team that was behind Public Enemy. It just wasn't the rappers, you know. So I don't know what's going on with the rest of them. But he's been doing a lot of work with what's your man from Rage Against the Machine, Tom Morello. I believe he's been doing a lot of work with him. Also, they have another whole group that they're doing stuff. And, you know, they're doing their thing. Like, Chuck D is active. I see him all the time on the old twits. Him and Ice-T going back and forth. I'm like, oh, look at these OGs still doing their thing. You know, in their glory years.
According to Wikipedia, Terminator X is still alive.
See, you said it, not me. Fuck. Now
I have a weird feeling.
I agreed with it.
I have a feeling though he's not alive.
I agreed to it though.
You
Damn
did.
it.
You did. You had my back.
I just haven't heard much from Terminator X in, I don't know, 12 years.
Maybe I have a feeling somebody from Public Enemy passed away. Like
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't put that in the atmosphere.
SW1.
Don't do that.
Were you there?
SW1 used to be Sean Wayne's nickname when he was on In Living Color.
Yeah,
DJ.
Yeah.
Way back when.
He'd be like, "Hey,
SW1." Oh.
Damn it!
Don't let the dog eat it. She's not here, is she?
Dog? I haven't seen the dog. Where that dog? There's a duck in that pool.
Can't let the dog eat a Starburst. He'll fucking be pooping it out all week. Duck in that pool. Duck in that pool.